In life, storms will come, and no one can escape the trials that test the heart and mind. Yet the difference between those who collapse and those who rise is found in one sacred discipline: the training of the mind. A calm mind is not a gift of nature. It is a victory won through faith, patience, and endurance. Paul Washer reminds us that true strength is not in reacting, shouting, or running, but in standing still when everything around you shakes. The world will test your peace. People will challenge your silence, and circumstances will tempt your emotions. But when your mind is trained to remain calm in every situation, no chaos can control you, and no fear can break you. There are moments in life when the noise around you grows so loud that you can hardly hear your own thoughts. People will test your patience, situations will test your faith, and pain will challenge your peace. In those moments, the most powerful thing you can do is to remain still inside. Mastering inner stillness is not about pretending everything is fine, but about learning to control what happens within you when everything outside you is falling apart. Your mind becomes your greatest battlefield, and if you can win there, you can overcome anywhere. Calmness begins when you stop fighting every wave and start standing firm upon the truth that not every storm deserves your reaction. When you train your mind to be still, you are teaching your heart to trust in something deeper than emotion. Life will always move fast, and chaos will always try to pull you into its storm, but inner stillness is your anchor. It is the strength to stay quiet when the world expects anger, and to remain composed when everything pushes you to panic. You begin to understand that silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Every time you choose calm over reaction, your spirit grows stronger. You start realizing that peace is not found in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. The art of being calm is learned through struggle. It is not a natural gift, but a skill that comes through pain and patience. Each trial teaches you how to breathe, to pause, to wait before speaking, to think before reacting. When you feel the fire of anger rising, remind yourself that stillness is strength. Every outburst steals your power, but every calm response builds it. A quiet mind sees clearly, while a restless one creates confusion. The more you train yourself to stay centered, the less control the world has over you. Calmness allows you to hear what truly matters. In stillness, your thoughts begin to settle, and your heart starts to listen to wisdom that rush and fear usually hide. You begin to see that not every fight is worth fighting, not every word deserves an answer, and not every problem requires immediate reaction. Stillness gives you perspective, and perspective gives you peace. You rise above the noise and begin to act with intention rather than emotion. You become a reflection of inner strength that others cannot shake. When you master your inner stillness, you discover that peace is a choice made daily. It is a discipline that transforms your life. People may still misunderstand you. Challenges may still come, but they no longer have the power to control you. You are no longer moved by every storm because you have learned to anchor your soul in calmness. That is where true power lies, not in reaction, but in quiet strength. And when you finally reach that place, you will see that the calm mind is the most powerful weapon you can ever carry. There comes a time when life feels heavy and uncertain, when fear whispers louder than faith, and your heart trembles under the weight of what you cannot control. In those moments, the battle is not outside but within. Your mind begins to wander through doubt, asking questions that have no answer, fearing outcomes that have not yet come to pass. It is in this space that faith must rise above feelings. Feelings shift like the wind, but faith stands firm like a mountain. When you choose faith over emotion, you choose peace over panic. Faith teaches you to trust what you cannot see and to believe what you cannot yet understand. It tells you that no matter how dark the night becomes, the dawn will come because the light was promised. When fear tells you to run, faith reminds you to stand. When anxiety fills your chest, faith whispers that you are held by something greater than your situation. It is this unseen strength that trains your mind to rest even when the world shakes. The calm that comes from faith is not the calm of ignorance, but the calm of assurance. There will be seasons when you feel your faith fading, when your emotions scream louder than your prayers, but those moments are not signs of weakness. They are opportunities to grow. Faith does not mean the absence of struggle. It means the presence of courage to keep believing through it. When your heart wants to surrender, faith reminds you that this is only a chapter, not the end. Your emotions will always rise and fall, but faith will always remain if you nurture it. Every trial becomes a test of what your heart truly trusts. When faith governs your mind, your thoughts begin to change. You stop reacting from fear and start responding from confidence. You stop asking why everything happens and begin trusting that everything has a purpose. The mind that trusts in God no longer fears the unknown because it knows the hand that holds tomorrow. This is how calmness grows. It grows through surrender, not through control. The more you trust, the less you panic, and the more peace fills your soul. Faith over feelings does not mean you will never feel pain or confusion. It means you refuse to let those feelings define your truth. It means you stand in the storm with peace that others cannot explain. You walk through fire without being consumed because your heart is fixed on something eternal. That is where the mind finds its calm, not in the absence of trials, but in the presence of trust. When faith becomes your focus, peace becomes your companion, and your spirit learns to rest even in the middle of the storm. There are moments when life pushes you to react quickly, to defend yourself, to speak when silence would serve you better. In those moments, the difference between peace and chaos is your ability to respond with purpose rather than emotion. When your heart is stirred and your mind begins to race, you must remind yourself that wisdom grows in stillness. Emotion will always try to lead you, but discipline allows you to guide your response. A trained mind does not rush into words or decisions. It observes, reflects, and then moves with clarity. That is the strength of calmness. Every person faces times when anger feels justified and reaction feels necessary. Yet every reaction made in haste takes something from you. It takes your peace, your focus, and your self-control. Calmness does not mean you are blind to injustice or pain. It means you are choosing not to let those things rule you. When you respond with purpose, you reclaim the power that emotion tries to steal. You rise above the noise and show that strength is not proven by shouting louder, but by standing firmer. There is a deep power in silence that few ever master. It takes courage to pause when others provoke you, and it takes strength to speak with gentleness when others attack. The calm mind understands that not every battle requires a sword. Some victories are won through restraint. When you learn to wait before reacting, you begin to hear wisdom that emotion tries to drown out. Every quiet response becomes a reminder that peace is stronger than pride. You start to lead yourself before trying to lead others. When you train your mind to respond with purpose, you begin to see situations differently. Instead of seeing obstacles, you see opportunities for growth. Instead of reacting from pain, you act from understanding. This change does not happen overnight. It comes from constant awareness and spiritual discipline. You learn to slow down, to breathe, and to let truth guide your response. Your calmness begins to confuse those who expect anger, and your peace becomes your protection. In every test, you show that control is greater than reaction. The one who controls his response controls his destiny. The storms will still come, the words will still hurt, but your calmness will stand as your shield. You no longer fight to prove yourself because your peace has already won the battle within. When your response is guided by purpose, no insult can break you and no chaos can shake you. That is when your strength becomes unshakable because it comes from within. And when you reach that place, your calm mind becomes the reflection of true power that nothing in this world can move. In the end, a calm mind is the mark of true strength. It is the quiet power that stands firm when everything else falls apart. When you master stillness, build your faith, and respond with purpose, you rise above the noise of the world. Calmness does not come from avoiding the storm, but from learning to trust while standing in it. The one who can remain peaceful in chaos has already won the greatest battle. Peace is not weakness. It is the evidence of a mind trained by truth.